Okay, we're live.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Enginerdy Show. I'm Mr. Pold.
I'm St. Jimmy.
I'm DVD.
And together we are.
Doing this again,
Oh,
apparently.
Every other week.
what? We haven't done that in a while.
It's like 3 weeks ago.
Did we?
We did it last week.
Well,
Well,
no, we
kind
didn't.
of.
Last week I was out of breath when we started. Remember?
Yeah.
And I forgot to introduce myself by name.
Oh, so nobody knew who you were last week?
No, I did finally do it.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
what I was telling you guys. Was that parent teacher conference? I walked down the sophomore at least,
Mhm.
crying. His mom saying, "It'll be okay."
Oh, wow.
It's like, wow, that's a harsh parent teacher conference.
Yeah. Thought my kids was bad.
I don't think it's a successful conference unless somebody leaves.
Looks crying. I usually want the teacher to leave
Yeah.
crying. Well, it's your job to make him smart. What happened? Or like Norm MacDonald says, well, to be a second grade teacher, you just have to have a third grade education. That doesn't make you a hero just because you're the tallest one in the classroom.
uh,
He does stuff like that to rile people up because he knows the odds of a teacher being in the audience are high, so he can get somebody riled.
oh, yeah.
Mm.
Our fake sponsor this week is Red Dead Bedhead, the newest hairstyling product from your favorite video game studio.
Does it take really long and does it have like a long cutscene?
Yes.
It's a literal cutscene, isn't it? When he's skinning out those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you push apply on the thing and then you have to watch a cutscene of you
Is a
doing your
metaphor
hair.
about hunting a metaphor?
Hopefully.
Metavore.
No, that's the person
Someone
that eats.
Yeah.
Better than meat. Oh, so, the release of this game,
Never
Red Dead
mind.
Redemption, is at the wrong time
Why?
because I don't have free time this month because I'm doing planning for something, and then I'm writing a novel.
Novel.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm 2,000 words in already
wow.
You're
Ahead.
on day one. Yeah,
got 25th of
I
the way
briefly
there.
considered that, but I'm like, I'm too busy.
if I'm successful this year, it'll be my 5th successful novel.
Wow. Wowie zowie.
I should just release them all together as unfinished. Choose your own editing.
We'll do that posthumously.
Yeah. Just tell her when you're dead and then
Choose your own
that'll
editing
be
adventure.
choose your
Yeah, it worked for that dragon tattoo guy.
Yeah.
I've got an ending to tell you guys about when we get to consumption.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
wow.
So I've been blowing on my trumpet.
Whoa.
Oh, good. Yeah, notice you didn't say playing your trumpet yet.
Oh no, I've been playing it.
Oh, okay.
I think I mentioned that I got my trumpet back, right?
Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah.
start a band.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this.
We have to need some names though.
We can do that
The
later.
Enginerdy band.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah, see?
go. Okay.
So
Go Cagney, huh?
I had some
Allegedly.
no. Anyway,
Music.
I was playing said music
Oh.
and so I thought I was pretty safe because I picked one that didn't have any sharps or flats.
So
Because
Watermelon Man?
I can remember the scale,
Right.
but like I can't remember anything above C or below C. I did remember B flat, but
Have you heard of Google?
YouTube.
anyway, you guys are ruining my story.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm playing this song, and all of a sudden there's like a
Sad
F sharp
trumpet
in there.
sound.
Just one?
Yeah, just randomly in there, and my finger knew what key to push on the trumpet and got the right
No,
sound.
your brain did.
Yes,
It was muscle memory.
That's in your brain, muscle memory.
So
it happened 3 different times that I
You
surprised
remembered
myself.
times? Oh.
F sharp thrice.
No,
Look, I remembered it again.
no, like the high D
oh,
that was in there, and I
Heidi?
just
Heidi Ho?
I met her once.
I just played it.
Nice.
So it's like the muscle memory's there. My brain and my hand
I
know
wish
what
I
I'm
had
doing.
muscle memory for the piano.
What was the date of our last
That'd be
show?
nice.
Uh, The day
24th?
it was recorded,
Yeah.
Probably.
25th.
Yeah, 25th. That's
Oh.
what he said. That's not what I meant. That's just how it came out.
Bazinga. Oh,
Anyway. um.
so you're
Yeah.
trumpeting.
So I'm trumpeting, and
Excellent.
I'm actually not as horrible as I thought I was going to be at it.
Oh,
I need a saxophone a little bit.
Yeah, if we're gonna do a band, we gotta get proficient
Instruments?
on our instruments, at least enough
I
to
can learn how to
Ah.
play my son's fiddle.
play a couple notes.
I mean, viola.
so on the musical topic, um, I sing in the choir at church,
uh-huh.
and I've performed solos before, so certain people know that I am proficient singer.
In singing.
So the lady that's the chairman, like the person that arranges for musical numbers in church,
Mm-hmm.
asked me last week sometime if I would sing sometime in December at church a solo for leading up to Christmas, just on like one of the weeks before Christmas. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that'd be fine. But I always try to make them do some work. So I was like, well, I don't have any music. So if you find me some music and a piano player, I'll do it. Thinking, well, they might flake out and then I have,
Let me guess. Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
mm,
Oh.
oh, that's a good idea. They would never ask me to
That's
sing
right.
again, right? So then at choir practice the following Sunday, the choir director was like, "Oh, hey, we were talking about you singing a solo." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's no problem." And then later I'm thinking, wait, is that
the
a
same one?
second solo or was she talking about the same one
Is it a duo at
as
that
the
point?
other
can,
gal?
yeah, can you call it a solo if you're doing two of them?
You should do a duo, but singing your own part, and then like have a TV brought in, so you can sing with
Sing.
yourself.
With the TV.
You get 3 different of a quartet,
And then they roll a third TV in, and it's like, whoa.
and then you have
going
like
on
a.
here?
Then you do one of those pop-up ones where just one like comes out of the foyer into the back, so there's like a, what are those called? Where
Somebody wheels it in, it
mob?
does a part, and
flash
then it
mob.
Random people in the
Pulls
audience
out
hold up their
Their
tablets.
and you're singing on them.
That would be funny. That would be a fun video to make.
That would be funny. Probably not appropriate for a church, but
I mean, we wouldn't do it during regular church, but
that'd be funny.
And you should sing the Bohemian Rhapsody.
that's the song I had in my head.
Galileo Figaro.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me.
I can't do the high part.
Galileo.
I wish I could track back
Galileo, let
exactly
me
when I lost
go.
falsetto ability.
Oh, my choir teacher in
What if it was
college told me I had a good falsetto.
What if it was a bronchitis
Oh.
episode?
I don't know. Maybe if I struck you
In the
in
throat?
the throat, it
Repeatedly?
would come
It
back.
didn't work. Try again.
What if I struck you lower?
Lord.
No, much lower. Lower. Keep
No,
going.
A lot lower.
Keep going.
Oh,
Below the belt.
No.
When does this stop?
I didn't realize it was steering day.
Steering me softly. Oh, sorry.
Steering me softly? That works.
I meant killing me softly. Yeah.
I'd rather have
There's a
that.
song for a musical 300th episode.
We haven't decided it's going to be a musical.
Oh.
And we just found out that Mr. Pold's not going to be here.
Oh yeah. I'll be
So
out
if
of town.
anything, he's going to be
Pre-record.
Skyping in.
Yeah, that's lame, huh?
So
Or you guys
We could
just
record twice.
come
What,
to
how
where
many do
I'm
we?
at.
Where are we at? We need 2 more. We'll just record 3 episodes this week.
that is an option. We could record early.
Oh.
Excuse me.
How early would we have to? Master Zed's birthday?
When's,
Yes.
When's Dad's birthday?
This one.
I had that day
Yes.
off.
Of course you do.
So I found out there's a holiday coming up
Yes.
because I work an alternate work schedule. It pushes
Yeah.
my holiday around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not pushing it to the previous Friday.
What?
Oh, it's pushing it to
pushing it
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh,
I'd already
Hmm.
promised to be home with my son getting his wisdom teeth out.
nice.
Can't beat
I
it.
got to get
Well,
on that schedule.
And we'll all be at Thanksgiving together.
Oh, you're
Oh,
going
you're
down
gonna go
too?
too? We're thinking about going to a Boise State football game.
Oh,
You want to come?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's
It'll be
against a
cold.
school that's also a rival of your school.
Utah State.
What day is it on?
It's the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, the 23rd.
Yep.
Yep, that doy.
We can record an episode at the game.
Last time I went to a Boise State game, it rained the whole time.
Might do
And
that
we
again.
decided that if
We scored again, we'd go home.
If anything,
I
it
think
would
we had
be
BSU was
Carl's-
snowing.
ahead by 4 touchdowns, then we'd leave
I
at
think we had
halftime.
Carl's Jr. Right?
I don't remember what
We always
The
age.
one
stop by
on
after
Broadway.
I just
No, we probably went to
remember
the one in Nampa or Caldwell.
I was wearing a leather jacket too,
Hmm.
and I got soaking wet.
Because I think it was me and Donnie
Osmond?
bailed on a bowl game.
That was me, I think. Was
Oh,
it Nevada,
maybe-
Maryland?
I thought it was Fresno State, Maryland.
No, it wasn't that because I remember.
Oh.
I remember the Kaepernick getting yelled at by the short little crazy coach they had.
Maybe I'm thinking of a
And-
different game.
oh,
that
maybe.
I was at with
Because it seemed like
somebody else.
this game, the teams in the first half were attempting to. Oh yeah, I can have more turnovers than you can.
The game I watched, the kicker or somebody was named Gilligan.
The kick returner, Tim Gilligan.
Oh, okay.
He's the one
Yeah,
that
that
changed
was
the
BSU.
I knew
halo
it was-
rule in college football when he almost got his head taken off because someone put a crown of a helmet right into his chin
While he's looking up for the ball.
before the ball got there.
Yeah,
Mm.
not cool.
No, he was good though. I liked him.
I remembered it was somebody on special teams.
Someone I went to a bowl game there that wasn't Boise. It was their stadium, but it was Georgia Tech versus somebody. It
Oh,
was really cold, and I think Calvin Johnson was playing in the game.
Hmm.
He was since retired, so that tells you how old I am.
Mm.
weird. I went to a bowl game there a couple of years ago. It was University of Idaho against Colorado State or something.
Oh, I think I watched that one on TV. Didn't Idaho win
Idaho won.
with a last second weird?
They were ahead most of the game.
Oh,
But I had my son with me. It was his first time in the stadium. And Idaho has a really good marching band.
Yeah.
Who knew? I guess maybe people from Moscow know, but
don't bring the Russians into this.
well, Moscow, Idaho.
They all did Russian dancing.
And the funny thing is there's a machinist at work who has a t-shirt he wears occasionally from that game.
That's funny.
And I've
I
never
remember after
mentioned to
that
him that I
game-
was there.
I had someone I was mentoring that she went to that school, and she came to work after that game, really excited. Did you see we won on the blue field? It's like, yeah, I watched.
It's a rarity. That's the only. Well, they're never going to get to play there again.
Here's what I like to argue about schools,
Oh,
alma maters, whatever. And I'd finally come out and just say, "So you're saying you're a better engineer than me if your school's better?" Well, no. Okay.
Better at what?
losing football games.
Mm.
I think they've won 2 or 3 games this year.
They've moved down
Now
the
that they're in
division, so that's
FCS.
probably better for them.
Yeah.
I think they lost to Fresno State this year.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, we had another D&D game this last weekend.
Yeah, at my house.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was fun.
It led to an unfortunate circumstance, though.
Uh-oh.
I forgot to post the podcast.
Oh,
Oh, that's why it was late.
I normally post it on Sundays,
But you
but
I
you
was
guys
thinking
were
you-
over,
killing
I
goblins.
didn't successfully kill anyone. What are you
and
talking about?
so I was at work Tuesday and went, "Oh my gosh, oh no, I forgot to edit and post the podcast."
Did we not get any comments about it from anyone?
No, usually like Monday afternoon, people are tweeting me saying,
I guess no one's listening anymore.
I guess
No,
like,
it's probably like me. If there's a problem with like a podcast, like on my
you
Stitcher
assume
app,
it's
I assume
your,
it's the app.
yeah.
Like,
Some-
dang it, it didn't.
Oh,
a lot of times Stitcher does
I just
hold
didn't.
on to them.
I didn't want to feel like a jerk by saying, "Hey, where's the podcast?"
Well, if you
if I'd
had
noticed, I would have said something.
said
but I
something
didn't.
Monday, it would have been out.
I
a day
did
sooner.
notice, but I'm like,
Hey, where's the
Maybe-
cream filling?
maybe he's got stuff going on. I don't know.
I did. I had
Cookie
you guys
mookie.
at my house until
Late.
late.
9:30.
Which if I had remembered, I could have still easily done it. But
I feel bad on Sundays when we stay past that time, but because I don't have work on Mondays,
oh,
so it
Mm.
doesn't bother me any. I had
Me-
fun. That was pretty good for like an impromptu just play the game since I hadn't really read ahead very far.
yeah, it was
It
fun.
worked pretty well. Drawing maps on the fly from a
Yeah,
distance.
Yeah. I didn't roll very good initiative in the beginning, so you guys would kill everything in the room before it
Pretty
got
good.
to
that
my
was
turn.
funny. We were in like the third battle before you even did anything, and you totally destroyed a guy.
Right?
And we're
With my
like,
spell.
dude, we should have had you fighting earlier.
I know, right?
I did another awesome like crossbow one hit kill guy.
Got to turn into a
I need
lion
to.
again.
Oh, that was funny.
So the problem is you guys are getting a high enough level now. I'm going to have to start beefing up the opponents. And because of the way you guys have played, you guys might have actually more bad guys to face if we get to the last place.
Oh,
Mm.
So you left a couple of people alive.
oh boy.
Why would we do that?
I don't know.
We let
We're
Drow go.
Oh yeah, I didn't think he was
It was a
She-
woman.
or them.
She was mannish.
And you let Glassstaff go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but we had to. We were
And all
gonna
those
get
guys,
killed.
you guys were gonna get sworn by all
We
the
were
red
gonna
guys.
die.
Yeah,
thought we were
we're
gonna die.
much better equipped to face him now, though.
We've got another schedule for D&D with your friends. Gold,
Yes.
so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think I need to explain them and have a conversation with everybody
Mm-hmm.
about possible implications in dying and make sure everyone's prepared that if your character dies, it's not the end of the world. Because apparently it can really be a downer.
I know you just punch him in the face, right?
Right.
Okay.
It could happen. And I'm not out there, even though I joke about it, I'm not trying to kill the party. But I'm trying to give enough difficulty to make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
With the possibility of dying.
We don't want to be on easy level.
Right.
I just skip easy level.
I know you do.
I go,
What you do is you have one of us find some kind of spell scroll of reincarnation or something.
Oh, I was listening to a dungeon master I know and trust on the internet. He's talking about killing non or player characters. He said one time he had his where a guy was definitely going to die. In fact, it probably would have been a total party kill, possibly. So he had him end it there with one of the guys unconscious on the ground. It's like if the guy has 3 hits and he's attacking somebody, if you take a damage while you are already unconscious, that's 2 death losses
Mm.
or fails. So he had him stop there, and then for the next episode, for the next 2 weeks, or the next episode already played, he gave them all character sheets for new characters to start with, and had them play 2 or 3 weeks as those adventurers trying to get to the same place from a
Mhm.
different direction.
Oh.
So
Huh.
then when they met up, then all of a sudden he played those secondary characters as NPCs, and they had
oh,
2 parties fighting this overpowered boss.
nice.
See, so he accidentally has killed his friend's characters before, and
Oh.
one friend like got up and stormed out of the room.
Oh, I bet.
And
Game
then
over.
he's like, and I learned also earlier with other things that you don't try to explain to the character what happened, what they could have done better, because that doesn't make him feel better.
And laughing at
And
them.
about 20 minutes later, his friend
isn't
came back in
helpful.
and apologized for storming out, but he was just upset that his character was dead.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that while he was out steaming, he actually had some more ideas for another character he could create. But it was a heroic death. He like sacrificed himself so another person could escape a prison.
Yeah, just think of it this
Oh.
way: you get to make another character.
Yeah.
His teammate didn't just use a like ranged attack when he was in the way.
No. You guys do that quite a bit sometimes. And I started setting
Well,
a dice.
we've gotten
but
better.
If you get below that, I'm like, well, you hit them.
Yeah,
Oftentimes the enemies hit each other.
that's true. That was nice when that happens.
Anyways, I have a good time. And you gave
Good.
me a month to prepare again. And I'm so killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And the novel I'm writing is
I wondered about
the
that.
story. So I was writing the prehistory of Sarkis, who dies in your campaign early on.
The first death.
Yeah.
I did ask him, well, what happens if you die? I don't know if I jinxed him or not, but
That's good. He just asked because he set up how the succession, and you guys will find out more.
mm. Yeah, we did forget to find that um, riddle for the rhyme or whatever because you handed it to me after one left.
Right.
Oh yeah, you guys found this too. Oh,
Yeah. I'll address that in a kind of meta moment for the next game. I'll probably be on the library desk
okay.
because you guys interrupted the guy looking at stuff.
Sorry, keep yawning.
That
Dun,
must
dun,
mean it's time
dun.
for
Nerdiculture.
Yay!
hooray.
We watched another Stephen King film.
Fi- Finally.
Yay. Here, wait, I'll
There you go.
pat myself on the back for that.
For what?
We're actually watching one.
Oh,
The one we skipped.
oh yeah, we went back and watched the one that we skipped.
I was actually worried that it wasn't going to sync up,
Because
even
he
though I
said it
had
was.
already
Said it
tested
would.
it
Yeah,
because I had checked it on like the laptop and then we
Oh.
were watching it on the TV.
yeah.
It worked out okay.
Yeah. It was weird because I couldn't find it on YouTube on the TV
Yeah, it
app.
was
I had to finally get my phone out, pull it up on there, and then cast it to the
I've
TV.
had to do that before also.
It's like weird. But so we watched The Night Flyer.
Should we give a brief rundown on the synopsis or the?
A vampire's flying around killing people when he lands his plane.
And there's
A
a
tabloid reporter
reporter
is trying to find him.
trying to track him down.
There.
It's
and
Miguel Ferrar,
there's a junior
junior reporter
reporter
that's
Right.
trying to steal the story.
and the
So
bosses
Yeah.
thinks it's funny to have them.
He's maniacally
when we get to
laughing
the
about
plot,
it.
I'm gonna have some words for this movie.
There was a plot. Oh, there was a plot. It was
Yeah.
shallow. All right, should we get into ranking or
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's start.
okay, title quality, The Night Flyer.
I think it's good.
Well, it's the name of the that the tabloid gave the creature.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Superman or Batman
Oh, I watched the
or Spider-Man.
Flying Circus skit where there's everybody's
The
Superman.
Oh, yeah, that
the
one was
bike
good.
repair guy.
That was pretty good.
That was
I like
funny.
that.
Anyways, okay, so pretty on the nose.
7.
Okay.
Because it actually brings to mind like a radio flyer, like a red wagon for some reason.
What have I done before?
You gave
No one knows. Do the
Silver
first one.
Bullet a 9. And the Mangler got a 7.
I was thinking 6.
I'm pretty consistent with mine. Creepshow 2 I thought was lacking. Apparently.
This is running really slow. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Now it's gonna put a 7. Ah,
Oh, what are you doing?
trying to go over to his box and hit 6. There.
This is
I
the
gave it a
reason I
7.
thought we should maybe recording podcasts. I think it has
Oh, I
better
could pull this
capability.
up on my tablet. That would be faster, actually.
What's the next one so we can think?
All right.
Casting.
Casting.
I didn't find it bad.
There was only one guy I recognized.
Miguel Ferrer.
Yeah, but I couldn't ever place where I recognized him from.
Oh, I knew because he was in a TV show I used to watch.
I know, but I never watched that show.
Weird.
I'm wondering if it was from RoboCop.
Oh yeah, that might be.
But wait. I think I did kind of nail it down where I thought I saw him in.
We need to look up his IMDb.
Oh, The Stand.
Was he in the
Wasn't
stand?
he in The Stand?
Yeah, he's one of the guys in Vegas, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's where I recognized him from.
I didn't even realize because he,
Yeah,
you-
you're used to him on a different show.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in The Stand
Oops.
with the walking man or whatever they called him.
Did you ever
Walking
watch Twin
dude.
Peaks?
I did watch
Crossing Jordan?
some of Twin Peaks.
That's the
Iron
show
Man
I
3?
knew him from.
I don't know if I
Iron Man
remember him from
3?
Iron Man 3.
Deep Star 6?
Never seen it.
Ooh, Star Trek, The Search for Spock.
Yeah, I don't
Really?
remember him from that.
The Stand. There he is. Hot Shots.
See, it could have been Hot Shots, but I don't know.
Mhm.
So was that a good casting
Oh,
choice or a bad casting
I
choice?
thought it was good. I think it was good in it.
I'll say 5. It was kind of middle of the road for me.
Okay. Oh, I think I got it to where I can edit now.
I think it's way more than that. Put 6.
No, I want to type.
It was
Come
in
on.
Mr. Magoo with Leslie Nelson.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably haven't seen a lot of these. Jackie Chan Adventures. It's a cartoon. Beverly Hills 2 and
You were
3.
gonna give it a 6?
Yes.
I said
I don't know.
5.
Project Alf.
I'm trying to think because
His casting doesn't necessarily mean
no, I know. I'm just trying to think if those people were playing
actors.
parts that.
The creepy old lady.
Yeah, she was good. Okay, I'll give it a 6. Well, let me see what I gave other things.
He's getting
Sure.
colored by what you've
Okay.
before.
Well, it's been so long.
All right, soundtrack. There,
It was fine.
it was okay.
5.
5.
All right.
It's kind of middle of the road for me.
I don't remember anything from it, so it didn't offend me, but it never stood out.
I actually made sure to pay attention,
That's
and
probably
it
smart.
seemed to go fine with the theme of the movie. But
Okay.
Had suspense music, right? A lot of times.
truthfully, I only paid attention to the music twice when I thought about it.
Excellent.
But
We've got cinematography, which
okay,
what's the definition of that again?
there was one really, really corny part where she rips up the plane ticket and throws it up in the air, and they all look up at it.
The
into
camera's
the camera. It's
suddenly
just
above
like,
them.
That
That
was
was
like,
it. Did not fit with the rest
was
of the
dumb.
movie at all.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
felt like there's a couple times they did weird stuff like that. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4. Like maybe
I was thinking
3.
3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
It's
3.
that, especially that one scene. Really, I'm like,
It's like who?
So now
who directed this movie?
I don't know, but I thought the cinematography at the end was actually decent.
oh, with the
that
big,
got better a little bit.
with the him hacking up all the zombies scene.
Right.
Well, yeah, before he started hacking, but
Oh, when they were walking toward him. And,
yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know.
it was decent, but that
That
those
film was from
few
1997.
those few really corny shots
Yeah,
just
that's
kind of
unforgivable.
drug it down for me.
All right, special effects.
I thought they were good.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I had no complaints about them.
A couple of times there was like glimpses because we're watching it on YouTube on a large TV.
Oh,
yeah,
Like I couldn't really see the face of the monster very well.
yeah.
But
I'll give it in the 6 range.
I'd say 7.
Okay.
that was 7.
All right, our next category is stunts. Were there any stunts?
Um,
I guess he got shot at the end.
yeah.
Is that a stunt?
Was well, I don't know. He was flying a plane.
Yeah. There were some stunt plane shots where plane was flying low ish.
I would go 5.
Okay.
I mean, you're swinging an axe around people. That's kind of a stunt, maybe.
Yeah, 5. It's middle of the road.
I'm going a little lower because they could have done a lot more. All right, plot. I
So,
didn't
I have some things to
understand
say about the plot.
why he.
It seemed even weird for Stephen King. So the plot's basically there's an old, like, crusty newspaper guy that works for a tabloid that is a terrible person, but I guess
Yes.
gets his job done, but is still a terrible person. And the younger person's attempt to get to where he is, which is like, why?
Yeah. Well, and
I don't
he
understand that.
basically told her that he just lies and
Yeah. And then she
never
falls for it.
prints the truth.
I was like, this is she's,
Which that actually was interesting because
It came full circle at the
well,
end.
Yeah.
it showed her the descent into where he was. I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
we're watching Dante's Inferno with a vampire and tabloid reporters. Okay, that seems weird.
it was a really shallow plot, like, but I did like that aspect where he eventually did come to believe in the supernatural because it was literally in his
So
face.
this
Right.
director also directed in one other movie in 2016 called Bender Bender. That's it.
Weird.
Not
So
surprised.
plot, let's see here.
Now,
It's got to
if
be
there was a plot, I
yeah.
did not like the plot. I don't know why their plot was like that.
Was it about cell level plot or sleepwalkers level? Oh, I guess those were similar.
So, what was the motivation of the characters?
I think they were just competing with each other because it was like if it had been
'Cause
either one, they probably wouldn't have kept pursuing this guy, even though they knew that he knew they were following him. And I don't know what he was trying to do confronting the guy.
yeah,
Like, wouldn't you, if you're trying to catch him and stop him, wouldn't you go, oh, I found him.
I don't.
Let's call the
No, I don't
police.
think he wasn't trying to stop him though.
he just wanted to get
The
a
story.
story written and pictures taken and stuff.
Okay, but this is a murderer that you already know
Well,
he can
yeah.
like put spells on people.
We established that he's a bad person
Well,
works
and then
for a
why didn't the
tabloid.
vampire just kill him?
because the vampire he wanted him to be his like biographer. It sounded like.
Hmm.
Well,
I
and he
didn't
was
get
going to
that.
let him live until he
Right.
followed him out of the bathroom.
Right.
He's like,
But why?
well, he'd like to kill good people.
I don't know.
I
I
guess,
really it's
yeah.
all conjecture because it didn't explain it.
No, bad editing, bad directing.
So,
Could have been bad screenplay. I don't know.
Two.
okay.
I'm gonna give it 3 because there
I
was a
was-
plot. I just didn't like it.
I was thinking in my head 3.
I was gonna go higher, but you guys convinced me that the plot sucked.
And I thought about while I was watching the movie, I was like, really? This is what we're doing?
Right.
Not
Yeah.
us, what we're doing. I understand
Right.
what we're doing. I don't understand what people on the screen are doing. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
get it at all.
All right, continuity. There were some interesting things like the abnormal bite marks. It's like this doesn't look like what a vampire would do to someone.
Yeah, and then when you finally see
Yeah.
the monster, he's got these abnormally large teeth.
Yeah, the extra wide, stretchy mouth. that
Yeah,
get on each side
Stephen
of the-
King likes vampires with like just absurd teeth.
Hmm.
So,
Well, and I like that they didn't go with the way that vampire stories have been going lately.
yeah.
And this guy actually looked like a vampire bat.
Well,
His
Yeah.
face.
and it came back around when he told her back exactly what was going to happen. His foreshadowing of his own story.
Yeah.
And he even warned her about believing, don't believe the things that you write and don't believe the things you believe. And
Yeah.
he totally fell for his own thing.
Yeah.
And she got it too. So there was good continuity, I thought.
Yeah, because she could have, kept pursuing the story because she knew
I
there was
still
an
don't
actual
understand
monster, but she
also-
still made him the bad guy. But that was kind of revenge for him locking her in the closet, I guess.
I also don't
I don't know.
understand the pile of dirt.
Yeah,
on
that
the
was a little
plane.
weird. Well, there's a thing with vampires, they have to sleep on
Oh,
their
I, I,
something
it's part of the
with dirt.
vampire
Yeah, it's the
legend,
part of the mythos.
like the old mythos, not the new.
Like in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he brought over dirt from Transylvania
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
to England.
Have you read that?
No,
Okay, I think St. Jimmy and I both read
Yeah.
that. So
I think I
it
saw
seemed
a
like he was
movie.
drawing more from like the older vampire
Right.
lore than.
It wasn't
See,
the
97.
modern.
When did Underworld come out?
Ooh,
Blade came out in
two-
99.
That was in maybe
So Blade was kind of the start of the
2003.
new vampire era
yeah.
of movies. So we wouldn't have a lot of the new lore that people have gone with
What
since
about
then.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I guess you'd have Interview with the Vampire.
Dead and Loving It. It's Nielsen.
That was in the 90s,
What
wasn't
was
it?
the Jim Carrey one?
Oh, I don't.
Twice Bitten.
Twice Bitten
Oh,
or something. Once bitten, twice shy. Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
that's the name of
Once
album,
Bitten
Bitten.
isn't
song.
it?
Yeah. Huh?
Is it Once Bitten,
I
Twice
don't-
Shy?
Here.
Anyways,
Twice bitten, once shy. That doesn't make sense. All right.
so continuity was
Jim Carrey vampire movie.
okay. I'm thinking maybe like a 6 or
Yeah, I'd say six or give it a
Just picking up
six.
your voice.
oh,
Once bitten.
what are you gonna give continuity?
7.
Okay. Our next category is characters.
Were they well developed characters or the characters you don't like? Because I didn't like any of the characters in this movie.
Oh, the boss was just annoying.
Yeah, and it was weird.
Well, it makes you kind of think, okay, so you know how your bosses treat you. You're never quite sure how they treat everyone else one on one, possibly. Like, and you never are sure what they're like when there's no one else around.
Okay.
Is this how your boss is like? See Matt laughing maniacally as he's pulling strings in the office, causing people to I don't know. At first, he thought he was just incompetent and he's like spineless. Then he figured, no, he's not spineless. He's having fun doing this.
Yeah. It
He
didn't
hires
make
he probably hires people specifically to be grading against his best reporter.
to push him.
I think it was just to bust
Or
his
He's
chops. I
just
don't know.
sadistic.
I think so.
Maybe, but
The whole movie
totally
is full of people
unnecessary
like
for
that.
the movie.
It's basically a movie of someone losing their innocence.
Huh?
Which maybe Stephen King jaded and he wanted to get that part of his.
Hmm.
I don't know. But characters.
I think they were all pretty shallow.
Yeah.
You didn't see any growth or development
Well, you saw
really, except
like,
for
a
the
lack of growth.
well,
Once you consider that growth becoming jaded and
yeah, the young female
Yeah.
reporter, I guess, is the only one that had
That
any
changed.
change.
Well, the main guys started believing in supernatural.
That's true, but he kind of had to since it was like
Right in his face.
right. I don't think he believed it right until it was up in his face.
right. He still thought it was just a guy killing people.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, 4.
All right. You guys are more generous than me. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Well, I did find the main character kind of interesting. but
Compelling. Yeah, I did too. Other
Even
than
though he like
I could see
was
all the wives
waxing
cringing
poetic
every
in his
right.
notes to himself. And just like,
yeah.
give me a break. But
I thought it was
this seemed like part of his. It went with the rest of his character though.
our wives were all cringing every time he would
Oh yeah, he loved
get
the F
angry
word
because he was
Oh yeah. My wife hates movies where they use the F word too much.
yeah.
Like one here or there when it seems
appropriate.
appropriate, but just to throw it in every other
Yeah, it
sentence,
doesn't make
it's just
sense.
like
Yeah, there are people that talk like that.
That is
know.
true.
all right. Next
Acting.
is acting. They're I'm thinking like a 4. It wasn't. Nobody was super bad, but sometimes I don't think any character got away without doing some bad.
My
acting.
favorite actor was the old airplane mechanic that he was talking to.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, I was rooting for the guy in the cemetery to just clock him with the shovel and put him in the grave.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that scene.
So he kicks over the gravestone and puts blood all over it. It's like,
Yeah,
to make for a better
What the-
picture.
yeah.
Uh,
But they established right in front of he's a dirtbag
yeah.
with his dead baby pictures.
I'm gonna
Um,
give
I
it.
don't know.
Let's
3.
see. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna go a little higher than y'all this time.
Okay.
No.
5.
All right.
Okay. Dialogue.
Some of it was good, some of it was horrible.
Yeah.
5.
What about monologue? Some of that
Yeah,
was pretty
maybe
bad.
that's the worst part was the monologuing.
Oh yeah.
But when she cornered him in the bar, I thought that was a pretty good dialogue scene. Also, like
Yeah.
I said, the conversation with the mechanic, the airplane mechanic.
Yeah, the people that he interviewed, quite a
Did
few of those
pretty
were
well.
compelling.
And when he's talking to the monster in the bathroom, I thought that
Yeah,
was.
that was good.
Yeah. So maybe like a 5.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think. 5. But the monologuing in the airplane was.
Yeah.
But having tried to do a podcast by myself, you do some weird stuff talking to yourself. I'll tell you that right now.
yeah. So how about horror?
I
thought
think
it
there's
was
some good suspense horror.
Yeah.
especially at the end
Yeah.
after he's been forced to drink the
Anytime I see
vampire's
my
blood.
wife specifically not watching the screen, I'm like, it's probably pretty good.
So I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, I think we go 7 based on other ones.
Yeah, I'll go 7
It's
too.
comparable to Cell.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't have DJ. What's his bucket?
Forgot about him.
How about LOLs?
I
Hmm.
don't remember laughing at all.
I don't
don't
either.
either. It was fairly droll. So
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. 2. I did like the very first part with the whatever you're saying, the tail number.
I'll say 4.
Oh. The guy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Get off my runway. All right. Quotability. Do we remember anything besides that?
Well, we remember the whole thing about
101
don't believe the
Baker
things you write, and don't
Lima.
write the things you believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you ever quote that in everyday conversation?
Not as often as I say, you make love like a hero. Or
Right.
whatever that.
You made lemonade in your pants.
Get off my runway. Yeah, it just doesn't.
No,
You dang kids.
if it wasn't for you and your Great Dane.
So maybe like 2.
2. Yeah.
I don't use bad language, so I couldn't quote a lot of the movie.
Waketitude. How boring
It
or awakeful was this? There were some parts where it was pretty slow for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5.
Yeah, I was thinking 5-ish.
Yeah, do 5.
It was
too.
like riding the bullet. We all gave that 5.
Yeah.
What? I like riding the bullet. No, what
That
was
was-
riding the bullet? No, that's right.
That was David Arquette.
I was thinking the Steven Silver Bullet. That's right.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, riding. I remember that one. Sometimes I look
Puns?
at them like, did I watch that movie?
Puns.
Were there puns?
Oh, Dolan's Collider. I like that one now. I don't remember any puns. Only when I was reading the credits, making puns on people's names, but I don't think that counts.
Well, the title,
That's
Night
kind of a-
Flyer.
Night Flyer, it's a vampire. He flies a plane at night. So it's
the
kind
plane
of
that's just
built
completely
in.
covered by blood on the inside, apparently.
Yeah, it was weird.
How do you read his instruments?
He had like
He doesn't
curtains.
need to. He's a supernatural creature.
Then why does it need a plane?
For a while, I was wondering if
carry the
he
dirt.
became the plane,
Oh.
but apparently not. He needed the plane to carry the dirt.
Yeah.
We don't need that kind of metaphor with the main character climbing inside of the main bad guy.
But he didn't do any of his murdering in the plane. So what's up with all the blood in there?
Well, he killed that one guy by slamming his head in the door.
Well,
Maybe he's vomiting
he was
blood.
still
after that.
alive at that point. But it was like wet and dripping from the
You know-
ceiling.
You know how lightweight airplane
It'd be
doors
like
are?
decorating your house with mashed
I
potatoes.
actually
Oh.
thought about
rubbed
there's no
everywhere.
way the door would crumple before your head crumpled.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
really lightweight aluminum or
yeah,
whatever
that's true.
to save on weight. It's not like you're worried about side
So
impacts. in an
puns, I'm
airplane.
going to give it a 2. I'm going to be generous.
Yes.
2,
Me too.
yes. Me too also.
Me too.
And our final attitude, would you watch this
No.
on your own?
No.
1.
No, this is very low groupitude. Well, I gave the Mangler a 2. So
It's got to be better than the main.
I'd give it a 2
I don't know.
or 3. I gave
At least you got to get an
Graveyard
LOL
Shift a
looking at the-
3, and this is probably about.
How did I only give the
that
Mangler
level.
an
Yeah, I give it
LOL
a
of
3.
1?
So
I
what
laughed pretty hard when
did
they had
you
the
say
animated.
3?
Yeah.
When they showed the animated like laundry press. That was pretty funny.
What are you giving it for groupitude?
1.
All right. Once that updates, it will show us our numbers, or I can read them off the tablet.
Do, 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 do.
Okay.
So IMDb gave it a 6 out of 10. So
Yeah.
60%.
Rotten Tomatoes gave us 33 for the top critics, and the audience gave it a 39. So the combined score of other critics is 4.4, which is exactly the same as Dolan's Cadillac, which was much better than this
Yeah,
one.
I agree with that.
And the same as Needful Things.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
that's
The
weird.
numbers don't lie.
Well, you know what? I didn't think highly of this movie when we first watched it.
The
But
Night
over the
Flyer?
last few days, I was thinking it wasn't actually that bad.
No,
No.
But
So we gave it a 4.51. So we actually liked it better
they never
than.
filled in the last number.
Oh, it's
that's why I'm looking at the wrong.
it's the same on my
Oh, okay.
tablet. That one that you gave it.
So we get a
Didn't.
451, huh?
Why wouldn't it update?
That's like
It's
Dylan's
running very
Cadillac-ish.
slow.
Between Dylan's Cadillac and Sleepwalkers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about right.
Sure.
It didn't beat Maximum Overdrive, so that's good. That's my check to see if it actually makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. What's next?
Next, so we already watched Firestarter. The next is Dreamcatcher, and that one
Ooh.
is on Netflix, I believe. So we can watch that sometime.
I can't wait to do the Dark Tower. I wanted to see that one again, but I've been waiting.
I think
Oh,
I bought
that's
that
2
on
from now.
Amazon Prime.
Nice. And I have Pet Cemetery on disc.
Oh,
Cool. So the next three are all ones that
And I think I have the. Is that the Dead
at
Zone?
least
No.
one or two of us have seen.
The Dark Half. Thinner. I read that book.
I think I've read a short story that was similar to that. Or that.
Yeah, so we've
maybe.
got three that we're familiar with. The next three I'm not familiar with at all. I mean, I've heard what Thinner is about, but
I'm not familiar with Dreamcatcher.
oh, I've read the book and seen the movie.
Oh,
So I'm well versed.
I've seen the Dark Tower
the
a few
movie
times.
multiple times.
I watched part of the Pet Cemetery, but then I turned it off
Oh, I need to finish.
because it was getting too creepy.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
I've started
I
it.
don't think you. You probably won't like it,
I don't think I will.
knowing what you don't like.
I'm about halfway through the last book in the Dark Tower series. So
Oh.
I'm going to try and finish
Again?
it before we watch it. Yeah, this is my third time
Oh.
through.
Hmm.
So
All right.
watch Dreamcatcher and we'll talk about it soon.
Hopefully, we won't have as big a gap.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to be out of town for the next couple weeks.
We'll have to.
Can we watch it before?
You have to watch it while you're there.
Oh, it'll be
It's
on
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
I think
And
it's on Netflix.
Jimmy and I can watch it.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I'll have time before then,
Yeah, probably not.
before I leave.
Because we could watch it and then have it in our mind and then wait for him to watch it.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
something.
or we
Because
can
we're
just wait
only.
till he gets back.
How many are we in? And we got 50 of them?
There's 40.
There's 40.
40? And we've gone 3, 6,
13.
9, 13.
Yeah, it is on Netflix, so should be an easy one for us and the listeners to watch. And
Cool.
that's Nerdiculture.
Awesome. That was good.
So for Technergy, we're going to talk about the coral reefs. So they haven't been doing well lately.
Did those come out at Christmas?
Yes, you hang them on your door.
They sing to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the wreaths that sing when you knock on
Yeah.
the door. I
So
was getting warm, so I had to take my hoodie off.
they've been plagued by
Zombies.
invasive species as well as the extra carbon dioxide dissolved in the ocean water isn't good for them.
Soda.
So the reefs haven't been doing very well lately. But robots are here to save the day.
Robots.
So-
Defenders of the universe.
There is a robot called COTSbot, COTS
Is
bot.
it from Japan?
It's from Australia, I think.
Oh.
This is the Great Barrier Reef we're talking about. And back in since 2015, it has been autonomously finding and killing
It was
crown of thorns starfish.
It was built to keep the Mongols out, right?
Where did those starfish come from?
They come from the ocean. I don't know, but they're destroying the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh,
So
these
what are the-
starfish? They come from the stars?
Yes,
So the
they're
reef has more right to live than
aliens.
the starfish.
Well, the starfish are not in danger of going out of existence, but
They
the
are in
reefs
danger of
are.
taking over the world.
So they're not like
Find
killing
out
them to
robots?
extinction. They're killing them
the
to keep them
world,
in check.
the world will end with the starfish and the
It's
robots
like
fighting to the death.
it'd be like culling the wolf population because they're killing too many
I think
game
it.
animals
Yeah, once
or
the
something.
population's gone, I think reintroducing something that's not quite the same as the original population has proved detrimental.
Yes. So a new system of robots is doing something else to help the reefs out. So every year the reefs put out a bunch of eggs and semen out in the water that form into new baby reef animals in what is known as the
Circle of life.
Note to self: do not swim by the reefs.
yeah, in September.
Cool.
Um
It's called the September Surprise.
but a lot of the larvae land in a place where they can't grow, so they just go to waste.
So it's bad design.
Yes. Well, but there's so many that under normal
Right.
circumstances it's fine. It keeps itself regulating. But now the
Regulators.
population is getting low enough
Mount
where
up.
they're not producing enough viable offspring. So what they're this
yeah, then little things that weren't a problem before become big things
big problem
because they're already.
they're
Like
already
wolves. Reintroducing wolves to
yes, they should have kept wolves out of the reef.
the reef was not a good idea.
So what they do is it's November is the spawn time,
This month.
which is
Summertime
in Australia,
or nearing
Mm.
summertime.
mate. So
Spring.
what their plan is
I'm so surprised that DVD didn't give us a horrible Australian accent just now.
wait for it.
Now I
Put
brought
another
it up.
shrimp on the reef.
There you go.
That's what they're gonna do. Oh, so what they're gonna do is
Frozen shrimp.
when there's all these
Shrimp cocktail.
eggs and sperm in the water, they're gonna go collect a bunch of it, and in a controlled environment,
How do you like that on your resume?
combine
Brown
them
chicken, brown
for
cow.
the to make the larva. Then they're gonna put the larva into robots, and the robots are gonna go disperse them along the
Maybe
reef
pilots.
in
Larva pilots.
places where they will be viable.
Hmm.
So you're basically saving
There's
them
a
from
viable space. There you go.
landing somewhere where they can't grow and uh, condensing them into the best places. So once they
Hmm.
get the reef population strong again, then it will be able to take over again and keep being self viable.
Then they kill off the robots, but the robots don't like that, so then they rebel and they take over the Earth.
Well,
Then
if the
the-
robots become endangered, then we'll have to make. Wait a minute.
We'll have to introduce more starfish and then we start all over again.
So they're hoping that they can release like 1.5 million larvae between these couple of robots. So this is work that could be done by divers, but it would take a lot longer,
and
and
there's a
a
chance
lot
of shark
more
attack.
support needed for divers, like air and food and stuff.
Yes.
But these things could be controlled by a boat,
And the
just
robots don't need
nearby,
air and food.
and
How
they
diverse
can
are the
stay under.
robots?
Well, one's a male and one's a female, and they're no.
TMI.
Oh, don't let them reproduce. Oh, no.
No, they're only trying to help the reef.
They're just trying to get the reef back up to where it's self-sustaining again. So that's Technergy.
So we can have the explosions of life. Oh.
Yes. Well, the reef is important because it.
Well, right now it's impotent
Yes.
because it's spreading its seed in the wrong place.
Yes,
Doesn't
that's
make you
true.
impotent, it makes you stupid.
Oh.
What?
You're
Prolific?
weird.
Oh.
You guys are talking about spreading seed in your wrong place.
You're a weird guy, Ace.
Well, that's a given. You going to finish that sentence?
Why the reef's important?
You said that it's important because then.
Oh, and then you interrupted me.
Oh, I think Paul did.
Oh,
but
I
I
was.
said-
I stopped to think, but
jumped on.
there's a lot of fish that require the reef, and I think it's also like a breakwater for storms and stuff. Keeps the coast of Australia
Pristine,
safer.
and it keeps the Mongol hordes out.
Yes. You got to watch out for those Mongol hordes.
The Mongol wolf hordes.
No Mongol starfish hordes.
They're called Mongol starfish. I think I said they were horny
They're
something starfish.
crown of thorns
Oh.
starfish.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
No.
Have they tried mating those with wolves?
Crown of thorn wolves.
That'd be really creepy.
Let's not do that.
We all watch Jurassic Park, right? We could totally do that.
I just thought of a title for a movie. Land Reef. Oh, maybe not.
It's called a mountain. So for the news, there was a I don't have particulars. I don't can get them out. So I think it was the longest tenured coach in college football. 77-year-old coach
Whoa.
in Division II football, but longest tenured in all football. He was nearing the end of a game. This is mid-season. They were losing, and the other team had the ball, I believe. So they were almost done with the game, and he called a timeout.
Okay. Right. Stop the clock. Hope to get the ball back.
Nope. Called a fourth timeout. Ref said that's going to be a penalty. He's like, I understand that. I just need to talk to my team. Calls the team together. The penalty actually is running the clock out, basically. There's a 10-second runoff, and that's the end of the game. He calls his team together and retires.
Wow.
After the timeout, he didn't finish for the handshake. He just grabbed his stuff, went to his car, and drove off.
Wow.
Retired.
Huh.
But that guy went out like the boss.
I guess he doesn't like losing.
Well, he's coached lots of football games. He's 77. He's been coaching since he was in his 20s, I think.
At that point, I guess you can do whatever you want.
That reminds me of a video I watched of a game. I can't remember when it was, like 99 or something, a long time ago.
The 1900s.
Galaxy far, far away.
It was the Jaguars against the Browns.
It can't have been that long ago.
Well, maybe it was 2001.
Space Odyssey.
But anyway, I guess the Browns fans were pretty upset because the Browns left, and then they came back, and then they had horrible seasons. And this one,
they didn't come back. All their trophies went with the Ravens.
Well, they kept the name,
right?
But they got a team called the Browns back in Cleveland. Anyway,
they played in the Toilet Bowl.
They had this game where pretty much if the Browns lost, their playoff hopes were gone. They were like actually
that
doing
was the last
better.
time they had to worry about that.
They were actually doing okay that year. But during the game, there was like a minute left, and the Browns were working their way down the field. They were down by 5 points, and they ran a play on 4 and 2, and the guy caught it. And so then they ran a play after that on first down for him to spike the ball. Well, after he spiked the ball, the refs called for a replay on the previous down, like a challenge that he had caught the ball.
Right.
And they ruled that he didn't catch it.
So turn around down to their team.
Yeah, but they played another play.
The crowd went berserk. They were everyone was throwing beer bottles on the ground.
Of that.
Or at the
the
on the
refs
field.
Were trying to get off the field without
they
getting hit.
First everyone gathered into the middle of the field, and then the refs just okay, game's over, and they ran, covering their heads, to the locker rooms. Well, then the league came and told them, no, you have to finish the game. There's 47 seconds left or whatever. And so a lot of the players had already been undressed and everything, so they just got 11 random players from each team to run back out there, kneel on the ball twice, and get pelted with beer bottles.
Oh, that kind of happened after, I don't remember last year when the Vikings were playing the Saints, and they came back with that miracle play at the end, the Minnesota Miracle. Well, the game wasn't quite over yet, and they had to kick the extra point, but everyone else was celebrating already off the field, whatever. So they had to clear off enough guys. And I think they said one of the players that went out for the try, wasn't on that team. They grabbed people that were Vikings to put him out there. I don't know. It was close by.
He was wearing a jersey.
Yeah, he's good.
That actually similar thing happened in church the other day. No, just kidding.
There are beer bottles being sold? Well, think about retirement in weird times. This year, there was a player went in at halftime and retired at halftime.
Huh.
I think it was a Bill, maybe.
He played in 245 and a half games.
The poor Browns this year, they've been in like 4 overtime games. They lost all of them at one, which they
They
tied.
tied. Yeah.
Oh,
And they just fired their head coach. That's never a good sign when halfway through the season your
Yeah.
coach gets fired.
he's not even worth
Hey, they've
keeping
won
for the
more
rest
games
of the
this year
season.
than they.
And now my
last
least
year.
favorite coach is coaching them, interim,
Oh.
Greg Williams. He was a defensive
yeah.
coordinator that had the bounty system set up for the Saints when they
Oh.
played the Vikings and just about ripped Brett Favre's legs off mid-game.
When he played for the Vikings.
Yes.
All right, let's do
Consumption.
Can't say
I
that's
watched-
the news while we're starting the next segment because I can't edit that anywhere.
Now it's a what do you call it?
You guys let me say that's the news. I have to
Oh,
say
sorry,
that.
I
Well,
forgot.
You need to say it before we get so tired of your segment that we go on.
Oh, harsh.
No.
I usually have the shortest segment.
Well, you spawn football
He's got
talk in that.
short segment syndrome.
Oh, there's a.
SSS
They have
with the triple S.
they have commercials late at night for that.
Oh. Anyway, I watched
That's a
a
good
movie
subject.
called High Spirits.
Is it about weed?
And
No.
alcohol.
Ghost hunting weed.
It's from the 80s. It's got Peter O'Toole in it. He plays a guy that lives in this castle, runs it like a bed and breakfast, but it's about to get repossessed. Get it? Possessed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Clever.
By some guy that owns it, I guess. And they're planning to move the castle from, I think it's in Ireland, to LA or something.
What?
Anyway,
Like one brick at
so
a time.
he comes
like,
up with this plan that
Didn't
we'll
Rockefeller
make
do
it
that?
a haunted house because he hears his mom talking about there being ghosts in the castle. And so then they get this group of American tourists in there.
actors.
No, they uses town people as the actors, but they get these American tourists in there, and everything
It sounds like Transylvania 65000.
goes wrong, and then the real ghosts show up,
Oh.
and things get
The
supernatural.
Ghostbusters.
Steve Guttenberg's in it,
Oh, I like Steve.
and what was the Daryl Hannah?
Oh yeah, she just got married.
Oh.
To some old rock star.
Mazel tov.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, Liam Neeson's in it.
Oh, weird.
Does he have a certain set of skills?
He plays a ghost.
Oh.
Force Ghost?
Force Ghost. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's my contention that he is the same character in all movies.
Mm.
Not that he acts the same, but
He's
he's
very randy in this one.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yes. I won't give the plot.
Just from the 80s?
Yeah, I think so.
What's it on?
I think we watched it
disc?
on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I won't give the plot away, but it's
Okay.
hijinks ensue. And it was enjoyable. I enjoyed watching it.
Cool. I'll have to check that one out.
We watched it because it was around Halloween.
1988.
Yeah, there you go.
I was alive then.
Comedy horror. That sounds promising.
Yeah. And then, there's another actress. Oh,
Who's your favorite comedy
what was
horror?
her name? One of the gals that is in the Monty Python.
Oh yeah, the blonde one.
I'm
woman
not
that's
the
in
one
all
you're
of them?
thinking. I'm not Cleveland. The other one.
Hmm.
She's also in Faulty Towers. She plays like someone that works for John Cleese's character. I can't remember her name.
Not
now.
the one that was in that skit where her and her husband come in to see a psychiatrist, and her the psychiatrist end up going behind the screen. And
No, not that one. Oh, there she is. Oh, Connie Booth.
Connie Booth. That one.
oh, okay. What's the other one?
What other one?
Beverly D'Angelo's in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was good. Then I watched John Carter.
I love that movie.
I had seen
Really good.
maybe the first quarter to a third of it previously when it closer to when it came out. I think it was one of those things where we had rented it in Redbox.
Oh.
And we didn't have time to watch it. And so I started watching it and I'm like, I'm taking it back to Redbox. I don't want to be charged another dollar or whatever.
Huh.
So I didn't finish it then. But I finished it this time.
Oh, good.
I have the books.
I've read
They're free. I haven't read them
I
yet.
have read the first book, The
Yeah, I
Princess
read
of Mars.
the first one.
They're really old. Like
1912,
early 19, yeah.
I think is when they were published. And they were written by Edgar Rice Burroughs. He's the guy that did Tarzan. So he wrote the books. The physics in the movie, just you gotta ignore them.
Yeah.
Because they don't work in real life. But
And they're
You're talking about-
inconsistent.
anyway,
Oh,
I did
you're
like the
talking about-
movie though.
Yeah.
The end was clever. I
Mhm.
thought that was a clever way for it to end.
Clever girl.
Yes, but it was good. It's kind of like a Indiana Jones on Mars.
Yeah.
Type
It's a serial,
adventure romp.
like one of those old.
Yeah. And then I watched a movie. It took me 3 days to get through it.
Whoa.
Wow, that's
Called
a good movie.
47 Meters Down.
Oh, is it scary? Is that why you cut hard?
No.
Oh,
It's so my wife and I started watching it. She was super curious, so she read online what the plot was to see what happened,
No.
and she
Spoiled
didn't care for the ending, so she's like, I'm out. So I'm like, okay.
That's like me watching certain football games. I'm like, let me check and see. So I'm not really enjoying watching this game. Oh, that team won. Okay,
So
I'll turn it off.
anyway, I was like, okay, I'll just watch it, when I have alone time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All by
And so the next
myself.
day I started watching it, and then my kid showed up, and so
Your
I
sister.
ended up not I watched maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes of it, and then I couldn't finish it, and so I had finished it the third day.
So, was it good?
It's basically about these two sisters that are in Mexico on vacation,
Your
and
sister.
yeah, they go do a shark cage type thing, and things go wrong.
Oh, I think I've seen.
And there's
snippets of
there's a
this.
lot of suspense because you're not sure at any moment which one of them is going to be eaten by a shark.
Oh.
Both, hopefully.
Get
I
on
would
with it.
suggest that
You watch it in the dark.
you stop the movie about 3
You watch
minutes
it in a pool.
before the credits roll and just leave it there, and you'll enjoy it much better.
Turns out the
Whoa.
shark is a vegan.
No,
It's actually a vampire shark.
no, what they
Oh.
do,
It's a
It
crown of
reaches-
sharks.
Crown of sharks.
Shark of sharks.
No, what they do is they just did it to mess with you. I think. I mean, it was
Oh, I hate that.
idiotic,
Was it
'cause-
Rian Johnson?
Huh?
Guy that directed the last Star Wars movie. He was
so
thing is to piss off half the audience.
yeah, the end of the movie turns out that it was a hallucination,
No,
and then they go back to when
Oh,
she starts
no.
hallucinating. And
it
then
turns out that
end
it
it
was actually
differently.
Riker having a false memory.
Yeah, it was like
With-
no, you don't need to do that. Just end it where right before you do that, and then it's a great movie. Well, not a great movie, but it's a suspenseful movie.
Okay.
It's one that keeps you on the edge of your seat anyway.
like the episode of
At least until
Miami PI where he's surrounded by a shark.
I mean, you're not on your edge of the seat until they get to the boat,
Oh,
because there's some parts before they get on the boat that
Oh, no.
are kind of boring.
like
but
Wolf Creek where you start rooting against the characters.
Come
No.
on, shooter.
no, you never root against these characters.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what I watched.
So there's
Oh
a
no,
movie on Netflix. It's a children's cartoon
I would think so.
Oh.
called Gnome Alone.
Oh my goodness. Is this in the same vein as Sherlock Gnomes and Romeo and Juliet?
I haven't seen those.
I've actually seen Romeo and Juliet.
So
It's like when you first subjected the Veggie Tales. Like, what is happening?
we watched this with my 6-year-old.
Uh-huh.
It's this mother and daughter move around a lot, but they finally found a house where they're gonna stay for a long time.
And there's gnomes there.
there are garden gnomes in
and
the
they
house.
don't want them there, and so they like
No.
set up all these traps for them.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
okay.
no.
That's
This is
all
not.
I've seen.
This is.
It's not
I
like
thought it
Home
was going to
Alone?
turn into Home Alone, but it was not.
Nobody knows. I saw
She finds a secret place in the attic, and there's this gem,
secret place.
and she takes
Oh.
the gem and ends up giving it to a kid at school. Well, that was the gem that was keeping these creatures from another dimension from crossing over,
Oh,
That
and
makes
the
sense.
gnomes are
So is it
there
an Infinity Stone?
so
to
it's Crown
keep
of Gnomes.
the other creatures out, and so they have to work together to defeat these
Oh,
interdimensional creatures.
And those are gnomes?
The gnomes
Did
have
one of the interdimensional creatures have a golden tooth?
no.
Does it have a pointy hat?
No, they were just like round balls with arms and legs that ate everything.
But there were gnomes.
No,
No, that
those
was
are the
the
creatures.
interdimensional creatures. The
Oh.
They're
gnomes
garden gnomes
were just garden
that are made
gnomes.
of
They're clay.
clay. You have to watch one to understand.
I
it.
didn't pay real close attention to the movie.
Oh, weird. Is it like when I watched Ocean's 8, but made sure I was nice and sleepy first? I just fell asleep
Oh
immediately.
no, I
Oh.
was probably playing on my laptop, but
So I got credit for watching it without watching it.
yeah. Then we've been watching a TV series called The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, my wife was watching that.
It's pretty good. It's scary.
That's why I was
It's-
surprised that she was watching it.
It's different watching a horror in a series like that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it skips around in time. So it's about this family that moved into this big mansion that was run down when
That's money
kids
pit.
were all kids. Well, their folks, that's what they did. They flipped houses.
Oh, okay.
So they bought this place. They're like, oh, this is the final one. You know, this is the one that's going to set us up if we can flip this house.
That's what happens when we used to play Monopoly with
Mm.
Master Zed.
He would flip
They
the
flip
house.
the houses.
Actually, he only flipped the board once.
also
I
like-
remember playing Risk.
Oh.
Also, he used to push over chairs.
So
Maybe he does that still.
probably not.
Maybe he'll respond. Maybe
Um,
we'll get
Let's
some
play a
feedback
game with him,
next
but
week.
we'll rig it up beforehand so he loses horribly.
So then it also a lot of the movie takes place when the children are adults and they're still dealing with stuff.
Oh.
And yeah, it's
Was
actually
one of them a coroner?
yeah. Well,
Oh.
not a coroner, a mortician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. We're only about halfway through the first season.
You're
but
supposed to finish before Halloween.
I know, but we can't watch it when the kids are around is the problem.
Oh.
And
Just
they're
tell 'em-
always around.
Just tell us the sequel to Gnome Alone.
Well, it was funny because my daughter the other night,
Just say, explain the ghosts don't come out like this unless you're not in bed on time.
my daughter came out. She's like, I accidentally read this webtoon and it was really scary and I can't stop thinking about it. I was like, oh, just watch this show with us for a while. It'll take your mind off it. I
Oh,
was like,
Oh.
no. It was funny, but yeah, it's good. It's
So-
fun seeing kids in super scary situations.
No,
It
it's not.
really freaks my wife
this
Kids
is
are
out.
why
scary.
he's not going to like Pet Cemetery.
There's creepy kids in it? No, I don't. Girls, little girls.
Well, in this, the kids
Oh.
aren't creepy. It's
Girls are
the
the creepest.
the creepy stuff is happening to the kids.
Oh,
Oh.
that might not bother me
So.
as much. I watched a Adam Sandler Netflix show,
Oh,
Well, he still has shows.
100% something
100% Adam.
100% forgettable.
cool. I don't remember the title of
Well,
it.
he had a deal with Netflix to make like 6 films.
Oh, this was a comedy special. He was up on the stage
Oh, it was
doing
a
music and stuff. It was fun. He had a
Does
song
he do
that
a rap
actually
song?
did do a rap song.
I think I saw a clip of him singing about phone keys and wallet or something.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's pretty funny. But he had one that actually kind of made me teary-eyed a little bit. We were
Aw.
singing about Chris Farley,
Oh.
who was a really good friend of his.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Forbes article about it. His new stand-up special has everyone so confused. Is Adam Sandler funny? It's called
What?
100% Fresh.
Yeah. I've never had any doubts he's funny. Anyways, it's good. I would check that out.
Have you seen Happy Gilmore?
It's very funny.
Yes.
Oh, then I've started watching V. not the old
The
80s
original?
one.
Oh, the
No, the
newer?
newer one.
Well, it's got that gal from
And the guy from the
Firefly.
4400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
This actually had two people from
companion.
Firefly. Had the
Oh,
pilot of the ship. What's his name?
Alan Turing?
Yeah.
Or
Tudyk?
He was in
Tudyk?
the first episode or two.
Huh.
And then it's got the guy from 4400, the dad of the kid that came
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
got the lady that was in. I don't remember what she was in.
Bette Midler.
No.
She was in a shark.
She's in a. Yeah.
She was Left Shark.
No.
Left Shark. There was somebody at the school carnival dressed
This
as
is
Left Shark.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome. I love that. It's pretty good. I've been watching a lot of Minecrafting. So it's also got a guy from Supernatural, I think, is where he's from.
DVD's Enterprise in Minecraft looks awesome.
I built the transporter room, and I have a transporter station on the ground that you enter the coordinates and it transports you.
Oh, that's cool.
And the bridge, I built that. A lot of it inside the ship is still empty, but it's good. It'd take a long time to fill it in.
I bet.
But it looks really cool, I thought.
Yeah.
Got to make each deck.
Yeah, I was working on it, but I think the saucer sections will make some of the decks really short.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to decorate if you don't have enough space.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, I have the main one of the hallways done. Oh, and then I watched a YouTube video about a guy with his theory about where Atlantis is, not the casino, but the 12,000-year-old civilization or whatever.
Uh-huh.
His theory is it's actually in Mauritania, I think, is where it was.
Huh.
Because
Where's that?
It's off
Western
the coast
Africa.
of Africa, off the coast of Eastern Africa.
Oh, maybe it's not Mauritania.
Oh,
What's
wait,
close?
Mauritania? That's not in the ocean?
No, it's
Oh.
inland.
I thought you were talking about
Western
Mauritius.
Africa. No.
I thought you were talking about
And it's a place that
Mauritius.
they didn't know was there until we had space or traveling to space.
I think it was fiction.
Once space was invented,
Well, Pluto didn't really write fiction very often.
Hey, he was
neither
the
did
first
Plato.
fiction writer.
Pluto was?
His name's Plato.
Plato? The dog. Anyway, so he went to the actual text of what Plato had written, which was actually information he'd gotten from somebody else, I guess, several generations previously.
Oh, so it's a
Third-hand account.
Third-hand
yeah.
account. But it describes a circular, like with rings of land and water.
Uh-huh.
And so based on the description of that, it has actual dimensions of what it was about.
So it's basically like Spider-Man Homecoming.
Kind of.
Because, they had the other Spider-Man and then they had the other Spider-Man before that.
Right.
But they kept changing the story a little bit.
But from space, you can see this perfectly concentric rings of something out in the desert that when you're just in it, you can't tell that's what it is.
Hmm.
We had a lot of information that was interesting. I thought it was interesting. Maybe want to build a Minecraft version.
I watched a bunch of Russian crazy driver videos.
They figure with
car
enough
accidents.
With enough of a some kind of climate mishap that a lot of I guess the sand in Africa is like sea sand, so it's deposited there by a big flood at some point, which could change topography. Or other things could also change topography, like earthquakes of large enough size. I don't remember all of his facts, but it was interesting. Caught my attention. It was even if it's not real, and he said like this is just what I kind of think. So it's kind of fun. It's a place called the Eye of Egypt, I think, or Eye of Africa. Yeah, there you go.
That's
Actually, astronauts actually use it as a that they can find.
I still think Atlantis
to
was
orient themselves.
fiction, but
Well, I've checked out this video. It's interesting. And it's right about the time I watched some other YouTube videos of people that are studying like ancient catastrophe, and there's two periods where there was rapid changes in the environment of the world about 12,000 years ago. And they think it's probably like a comet strike hit the Earth, which caused, I think, the temperature of the planet over a couple of years span to increase like 18 degrees Fahrenheit, which caused rapid melting of ice caps and the actual impact of the meteor or the comet. There you go. Probably caught most of North America on fire.
Ooh.
And it's about the time where I think said based on their research, it looks like Africa is probably the safest place to be, which is why they still have large mammals, like bigger mammals than anywhere else in the world, because all the other large mammals got killed off in whatever happened.
We're trying to catch up, though.
Are we?
Yeah. I'm larger than I used to be.
Yeah.
There's lots of good information with that, too. You can check out the two guys that are working on that on Joe Rogan. I have a book I'm reading.
What?
You're reading
I read a book within the last week called The Queen of Crows. It's a sequel to a book that's called
The King of Crows.
No, what's
Crown
it
of
called?
Crows.
Where is it? It's a Mike Cole book.
Oh, okay. I remember him. I met him.
That's right, you did. I'm really jealous. It's really good. It's a sequel to this other book. I can't remember what it's called because I read it over a year ago, I think. And there's a third one coming out. It's basically the rebellion. It's like a fantasy novel type deal.
Okay.
But there's this girl from a village that ends up in this large war machine that's powered by these, I can't remember what they call them, but it's basically some kind of mineral that you put in, and it almost makes like a steam engine. So she can control it with her movements. It's like an exoskeleton, but it's powered by this mineral.
It's like a mech suit.
Yep, and they're fighting against a religious sect that is really just putting the people down, basically. And
You're fat and ugly.
And they don't like wizards.
Lutherans.
If wizards lose control, it causes a demon to come out of their eye.
Oh, yeah.
Like opens a portal.
Ouch.
Yeah. Kills the wizard, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But because of that, the wizards aren't allowed. So I would check it out. It's The Queen of Crows. If you look for that, you can find the first book. I think the next one might have come out recently. I might need to get that one too. It's really well written. I like the way Mike Cole writes. And then I'm reading
left to right.
Oh no! Looks like I'm 80% through a book called Novice, which is another fantasy novel.
Amateur.
It's about an orphan kid that discovers that he has the ability to summon demons, which they use to fight against orcs. And orcs have shamans that can also summon demons. And there's elves and dwarves. It reminds me a little bit of like the kind of Harry Potter-ish type story where a kid discovers he has some power and goes to a school to learn how to control it.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Kind of, yeah. But it's got dwarves.
You're a hairy wizard.
So that's a good book too. Can't remember what the author's name is, but there's a whole series of them. I was looking for ones that were highly rated.
A whole series of authors?
No, of this novice.
Oh. There's a whole series of novices.
So if I find a good novel, I want one that has a bunch of stuff. So
it's like, would you say
all
it's
the way
a
written.
Crown of novices?
Yes, you would. A plethora. Which is why the Queen of Crows ones, I don't remember the name of the first book because I just saw Mike Cole and I got the book and then realized, this is book one of a trilogy that's not all released. I gotta wait for book 2 even. I was like, no. I don't want to get Stephen King. Or George R.R. Martin, whatever his name is.
So I found some George R.R. Martin books at the Goodwill.
Yeah, that's right.
And I thought I bought books 2, 3, and 4. What I actually bought was book, I think it was book 2, book 3
and 4. That's what you just said.
Okay, so there's the third book is broken up into 2 different books.
Oh no, he's doing like
so I got the book 2.
That's supposed to be on books.
The second part of book 3 and book 4, and so
we're gonna start doing that with this podcast.
Oh my god!
My wife had just finished reading book 1, and so I'm like, oh well, here's book 2. It said 2 on it. It was actually book 3, part 2.
Oh no!
And she was like, it really jumped in time. I'm like, wow, that's weird. And then I started looking at it close. I started looking at it more closely. I'm like, oh crap. there's 2 books before this, so I've got it book 2, and so
I wonder where they depart from the books in the TV show.
I heard the TV show surpassed the books at some point.
Right. So I'm wondering where it happened.
Oh,
I enjoy the TV show.
Europe somewhere.
No,
And that's consumption. Does anybody have any nerd cred?
I do.
I thought I did, but I can't remember what it was now.
Oh.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I decided at the last minute yesterday that I was going to do NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, which is November. So you have 30 days to write 50,000 words.
Whoa.
Which is
and they have to be in the form of a story.
And 67 words a day if you do the average.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Should have picked a longer month.
I know, right? If they picked December, we'd have an extra day.
Just be glad it's not February.
So this originally I wrote my first novel because Paul told me about this. And I thought, I think I want to try something that would be challenging to me personally to see if I can do it.
Left-handed.
Well, I do stuff like that all the time. I do use my left hand a lot when typing.
I use mine about half the time.
But in AutoCAD, I'm using it all the time for typing. That's my typing hand. So I'd have a D&D session to plan for Mr. Pold this month because the last day of the month is the D&D game, which is the last day of writing also.
So you got to get done before then.
It's funny. You go back on the website and you look at the stats of previous times I've done it. It has a chart showing each of the days and how much you've written compared to the average line. One of them was like it went up and then like following the line about halfway and then flatlined. And then that year I wrote 22,000 words in the last 2 days.
Oh, holy cow!
Whoa!
I remember that one.
You didn't go to work that day, did you?
I think that was a weekend. I stayed home or something. I think Thanksgiving week and weekend really blew me out of the water on that one.
And you're traveling for Thanksgiving.
And I have my laptop with me. Oh, and I have two drivers now. So
your trusty laptop.
So I'm writing around the story we're doing from Mr. Pold's friends. So I took the character that they were met in the very beginning of the campaign and jumping him back to when he's a teenager, introducing the characters and the politics of the city and how he came to where he was in the story. And then I'll probably continue through the story that we did, maybe change the name of the characters to protect the innocent.
To protect woof woofers.
I've actually ran that part of the story twice, the two different sets of heroes. So I've got some idea of what people might do.
You know what I thought would be interesting is actually audio record the D&D sessions and then
transcribe it.
Write a story based on that.
Oh, that'd be good.
Word for word.
Lightning streaks from his outstretched hand.
I thought about that. I thought about actually bringing our webcam and recording it.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought just audio would be enough because then you could just go back through and remember what happened and
that would be helpful. I would like to do that, I guess. But then for part of my planning, at least for background for me, I'm going to write past where you guys are, further than the story, hopefully to the conclusion of that. Right. We'll see how it works. At the rate I'm writing and the description of what I'm doing, and because I start writing and the characters just kind of
run screaming.
Yeah, kind of.
Quit doing take on a life of their own.
They really do. And I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm getting bogged down. This is kind of, I don't know. I'll probably go back and write something later to put before it. So you jump right into action. So it jumps right into this setting up a relationship between two people. And then he's following something creepy right now.
Oh, boy.
But I'm 2,000 words in, so I'm ahead of schedule.
Cool. Just barely.
And if this will be my 5th novel if I'm successful.
Wow.
So far I've written, it keeps stats. So far I've written 212,000 words of novel.
You should make March like second draft month.
I should make,
finish the novel month.
December is edit month. So I try to say, well, I'm just going to type and then I'm not going to correct as I go. So you can get more words in and then go back and fix it. But then
your brain doesn't like that.
It does not like that. I don't like the little red squigglies.
Yeah.
And then I get bogged down.
Turn them off.
I cannot think of a name.
Leave the
Like they have a
dice
list of
out.
names now, so I'm like, okay, okay, I could use that name.
Oh, Brian, clever name.
Yeah.
I've cut.
I think my second novel is still waiting for feedback from Master Zed.
I've got it also, and
Oh, you haven't given me any feedback either.
I'm not done with it.
I
Our
decided I'm
sister
not good at
Rachel,
that.
she gave awesome feedback. Very, very wonderful feedback.
I almost had to start over again. I couldn't remember where I was at. That's the problem with the Google Doc, so I don't know how to put a bookmark. So
Just
Make
highlight
a comment.
a sentence.
that's a good idea.
What you do is you comment as you go, and then you just pick up where.
The problem is I'm usually reading on my phone in bed.
Oh,
That's where I do most of my reading.
Bring your laptop to bed.
gross.
That's got a webcam on it. I don't think I want it. What if it gets turned on an accident? No one
Well,
wants to
what
see
you
that.
do is you get a piece of black
Oh, put it
electrical
over.
tape.
I guess my
and
phone
just-
has one too.
Yeah.
I just use Scotch tape.
You got a filter to it?
Gives me
You
that.
don't want 1080p, trust me.
sheen.
So, anyways, I'm hoping I'm successful this year. Off to a good start.
Good.
It's a different type of genre for me,
Mm.
writing, which should be good. But I'm gonna have Bigfoot in it still because I have to have that.
He's got to have Bigfoot.
Yeah.
In every story.
Word up.
Did you have any nerd
I
cred?
can think of what it was.
Okay, if
No.
you want to contact us, send an email to engineerdyshow@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Go to our website, theengineerdyshow.com. You can find our latest episode there. You can find links to Facebook and Twitter. You can find link to Amazon to do your Amazon shopping. And if you use our link to do your shopping, it actually, Amazon gives us money based on how much you spend in that session.
It's like a crown of money.
Do what I do and just bookmark
like
it
that.
when you get there, and just always use the bookmark. You can also get our Vulcan Salute logo on a t-shirt. They're pretty awesome. I have one.
I have one.
Just click the
Oh,
top,
wait. No, I have a different one.
the
Never
shop
mind.
tab in
I don't have
the
that one.
menu at
I've
the
got
top
both.
of our website. Thank you for listening this week. Stay nerdy.
Live long and nerdy.
You have been and always shall be, my friends. Yes, I pluralize that.